Hi, welcome to the next video. We are so excited that you guys have made it this far in the journey so far. And hope you are enjoying the Bible studies and the articles, and really hope that God's using it to bless you and encourage you. And this week we want to talk about fellowship and the importance of fighting for each other. And I just want to share that I've been in full-time ministry for about 12 years, and then for 3 years before that I helped with things part-time. And in that time I've seen ministries, thriving multiplicational ministries, go to complete, just completely implode because of one issue. And both of the situations, the same thing happened and caused the ministry to completely just really continue, only by a little thread, by God's grace, really. And both of those times it was because of gossip and because of people talking bad about each other instead of fighting for each other. And especially when it really started imploding was when people started talking bad about leadership. And so we're going to talk about that and how important it is.
Yeah, and I think I shared on one of the other videos how I came to Christ in college, and Laura was really the one who discipled me and helped me grow. But, you know, when I very first, I think it was the semester after I came to Christ, I was still trying to figure out what it meant to be a Christian and what it meant to really to walk with Christ. I was trying to reconcile it with my old sinful nature, and I just didn't exactly know what that looked like in action. And one of the things that came out of that, out of my sinful nature, was really that, like what we're talking about, really, I was a big part of gossiping and spreading rumors and spreading lies about Laura, about Austin, about other people, and I just didn't really realize like how hurtful or how harmful it could be, because in my brain it was like, well, nobody really knows. I didn't really realize it was bad, or how, you know, like how it could affect other people's feelings. And I remember, it's so funny, like now thinking back on it, but I was sitting on a bench, and I just like saw Laura in passing, and I was like, oh hey Laura, how's it going? And I'm so grateful for how she spoke truth into my life. She was like, well, kind of awful, like I'm really hurt by all your gossip. And it was like I needed someone to be able to say those words truthfully to me, in order to like get it, in order to see. And then it was like, oh, like I was so grateful for how she spoke those words into my life. And otherwise I like would have just kept doing that, and I wasn't able to repent without someone coming alongside me, helping me, pointing me back to truth, saying things like that. And then Laura and Austin and other people, I had to apologize and ask for forgiveness, and were so gracious in forgiving me. And I just learned so much from that. And so now, as I'm in ministry, I live with students. We live in really close quarters, and we just realized that if we wanted to succeed as roommates, that we just couldn't let gossip happen. And so we realized and recognized that honor is the exact opposite of gossip. Instead of speaking poorly about someone behind their back, we wanted to speak well and encourage someone behind their back. And so we started this like dry erase board where we would just write neat notes, and like, I'm so grateful this person did the dishes, or wow, this girl is really great at mentoring younger believers, or that's so sacrificial when so-and-so did this. And literally it has changed our roommates. Like, we don't fight, we don't gossip about each other. It really is just like completely 180 degrees different than when I was just really involved in gossip. And I think Hope, you had a similar story like that too when you were...
Yeah, I think like for me there's the opposite side of gossip too. I know I've been on ends of, we're all imperfect human beings. We all make mistakes, and I think that's the hard part, was when you are making a mistake and you're like, man, I really blew it. I was being really fleshly. I didn't act right. But then you know that everyone's talking about it. That's my son outside.
Sorry that we're making faces.
Yeah. But I think that's the thing is, I finally had to come to a point with my team that, and I just remember saying, like, look, I know I make mistakes, but can you love me anyways? And I think that's something that I needed that, but I also needed to learn that towards other people, is that, okay, this person might have hurt me, they might have made a mistake, but I also need to see them as people that really need love and honor, and I love that. So, and that's such a big deal. Like, you guys looked at all the identity truths, things that were true about us, and we have to believe that about other people. The other believers in our life, it's so easy to have a standard of what they need to measure up to, instead of remembering that they are holy, they are blameless, they are called by God, they are chosen, they are adopted. All the things that we want to believe that are true about us, we have to remember that is true about them as well. And another thing when you were talking reminded me about we need to come alongside of each other. Galatians 6:1 talks about if you see someone who's caught in a trespass, you who are spiritual, you who have Christ on the throne, need to restore that person with a spirit of gentleness. And the word restore is to set a broken bone or to mend a net. So it's not to point the finger like, get it together. Come on, what's wrong with you, other Christians? But really it's coming alongside, putting your arm around them and saying, I am doing this with you. I'm going to go through this with you. And really, we need that because people will know Jesus is God by our love for one another. When we're standing up for those other Christians that we really want to bash, people are going to see, like, when we're standing up for them, we're honoring them, we're bragging about them, even if we don't agree with 100% of what they say. People are going to notice that, and they're going to notice something is different. So think about this week, someone that you can honor, somebody that you can brag about behind their back, and do it. Go for it. Have a good week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.